Coming out on such short notice, I'm going to turn it over to Director of Athletics, Rick Greenspan, for some opening remarks.
Thank you, Jeff. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Early this morning, I met with the football team, coaches, and support staff, and indicated to them that Bill Lynch had been offered and accepted a multi-year contract through 2012 to remain as a Hoosiers coach. I'm sincerely honored that Bill would choose to tackle this challenge of building the program to the level to which we aspire. As you all know, this has been an incredible year, a year of sorrow and sadness, joy and happiness. Taking you back 6 months or so, we celebrated a groundbreaking of new and needed athletic facilities on the same day that we mourned the passing of Terry Hepner. From that day forward, Jane Hepner and Bill Lynch, as well as our assistant coaches, have been rock solid in their resolve to keep the hopes and dreams that Hep brought to IU alive. The season brought great emotional moments, beginning with the Indiana State game, and a rousing applause for Jane as she represented Hep and their family. The loss to Illinois was difficult and brought out some cynics and some critics. Many wondered if the team would enter into a swoon. But consistent with their mantra throughout the season of never quit, they traveled to Iowa City and played very successfully in defeating the Hawkeyes. A decisive win the next week over Minnesota got fans re-engaged and optimistic. Losing decisively to a physical Michigan State team was deflating, as were the next 2 losses to Penn State and Wisconsin. In the 10th week, we visited Northwestern and lost that ball game inside the last minute. For the first time all season, I was uncertain if our team could sustain that crushing body blow. I was very concerned about their ability to emotionally rebound for Purdue. I was wrong. Bill and the staff did a great job of preparing our team to take back the old Oaken bucket, to gain a 7th win, a winning season, and hopefully a bowl bid. Throughout the year, I have traveled with the team, attended many practices, spoken to players and staff and others, and a resounding message that I've heard was one of great pride and appreciation in the job Bill has done under some of the most trying, unique, and uncertain conditions. Bill walked a fine line of setting long-range team goals without losing focus on the here and now. Bill and the staff kept his team together as he recruited student athletes for the class of '08. Bill honored and respected Hep's plan, but wasn't fearful of putting his own stamp on the team. He moved Nicky Pope to defense. He changed the defense, leading to a school record for sacks, and was committed to running the ball and balancing our offensive attack. Bill will bring his years of experience, knowledge of Indiana University, the state of Indiana, and his genuine, honest, and hard-working approach to this position. We will work hard to build a football program that consistently competes with the best. Thank you. It's now my honor to introduce your head coach, Bill Lynch.
I first want to thank Dr. McRobbie and the Board of Trustees for the support they've given in this decision, and obviously Rick has been tremendous through this whole thing, and along with the rest of his senior staff and all the administration across the parking lot there in Assembly Hall. It couldn't have been done without them and the support. And I've been in this long enough to know when you know the support is sincere, when everybody is pulling together for success, and we certainly had that over the course of the last 6 months, and I can't thank Rick enough, and Tim Fitzpatrick, and again his entire team over there that has been so good. I can't thank Jane, and I know Allison's here, but the entire Hepner family, not only for the support, but the courage that they've shown on a daily basis, that not only throughout our staff, but throughout the team, the players, and I can say the entire Hoosier Nation. And so Jane, thanks again, and Allison sitting next to you, and Amy and Drew who aren't here, but we wouldn't be sitting here without you. I'd like to thank my wife, who's over there somewhere, Linda. Raise your hand there, will you? She signed on to this 30 years ago and had no idea what was in store, but I really appreciate your support and as we've gone through this. a tremendous staff, and I'd like to introduce all of them, but most of them are out on the road recruiting football players right now. The timing of this is really good because today is really the first contact period day when we get out in the schools and the homes and all that. So we've got 7 guys out on the road selling Indiana football right now as I speak. Those that are here, because not everybody can be out on the road, but a tremendous staff, and the group that have brought and we were able to keep together, they've been tremendous to this whole thing. And I really think that has a lot to do with the success we had, because there was great continuity and consistency throughout. And I think our players knew that, and the message never changed. So I can't thank the staff enough, the support staff. And I think that's what makes football such a tremendous game, because there are so many people involved that make it work. And I know Mark Witeska's over there, and all the guys in strength and conditioning. Our guys spend more time in the weight room than they spend with the coaching staff and what they've done. And I go back to the summertime when they were the ones with those kids right after Hep's passing, before we could really be with them. And I think the stability Mark had and his staff was unbelievable. Brian Lund fits in the same place. Brian's our head athletic trainer who placed a great guy in Dean last spring, and same thing. Throughout the summer when we could not work with them after in June and July, those guys were unbelievable. And I know our players have such great respect for them and made this all possible as well. I don't want to leave anybody out, but our staff in the office, Barbara and Debbie and BJ and Kate and that group, just unbelievable. And it really took all that to get us to this point, and I can't thank them enough. Last, most important of the players. This is a unique group of guys. The fact that and I start with the 16 seniors, what they have gone through since they came on this campus, some of them 5 years ago, some of them 4 years ago, is really amazing. And for them to stick together the way they did. Now, I know they're not all here that came in together so many years ago, but those that stuck together and trusted one another and trusted what Hep brought, and then once the transition took place, couldn't be prouder of them. Not only for the lessons I think they've learned through all this, but they're also the group that's taken us to the first bowl game since 1993, and I think that's a real credit to the seniors, but the entire football team. I think about, again, the fourth-year kids. They were on their 3rd head coach. The 3rd-year kids, there was new things. We had a big group of freshmen that we worked so hard to recruit a year ago that signed in February and came on campus with a completely different situation. And I'm sure their parents dropped them off and wondered what they were sending their sons into. And for all those kids to still be here and to be a part of it and achieve some success, they really deserve all the credit. It's great that everybody's here, and we're talking about a coaching position, but this thing's about the kids and about the players and what they go through, and we're very, very fortunate here in Indiana to have the group that we have right now, and certainly looking forward to working with them in the future. As we look to the future, I think that there are really good things ahead. Number one, because we have very, very good football players. We've got good kids coming back, but we've got everything in place. I just mentioned the support staff, the administrative staff, and their support. Our recruiting has gone very well. The new facility that's being built out there, all those things add to what I think is a future that we're all looking forward to. And it's our job, as soon as I get done with this press conference, I'm going to disappear and jump in my car, and I'm heading to meet a recruiter and go see some kids this afternoon and tonight, because that's such an important part of what we're doing right now. But I think our recruiting has gone well, because I think there's a buzz out there about Indiana football, and everybody in this room has something to do with that, because I think everybody in this room has done a great job of spreading the message and believing in what's going on. So we'll do that. I think the opportunity to play in a bowl game, that takes us to that next level. The opportunity for these kids to practice, through the month of December, which is a big part of building a program and maintaining continuity as we look to the future. But again, Rick, thank you so much for your support and what you've done. And as I look around the room, there's so many people I'd like to thank, but this thing would become a marathon here. So I think I'll cut it off at that point and open it up to questions.